am I now? In my lab at Sanatica in the university.
They'll go to any length, Chief, but our lengths are longer.
A new character. I half remember her name being mentioned in a previous game as my colleague, my subordinate in the lab, Serafima. Please hold on a little longer, even after the inhalation therapy. The swelling won't go away. Let's try again. Please hold on a little longer, even after the inhalation therapy. The swelling won't go down immediately. Chief, finally, where have you been? The woman you rescued from the morgue is conscious, but she might not stay that way. She is still very weak. It's amazing that she's standing it out with the amount of gas she inhaled. What's a hurry? The burden of leadership, you owe something to everyone, and everyone will find you at fault. It's good to see you too, Serafima. Step aside with me for a moment, Chief. I checked the morgue records. A body matching her description was declared dead last night. It could be a coroner's oversight or a bureaucratic error. People make mistakes all the time. This doesn't prove anything. We are searching across the country for miraculous resurrections, and one springs up right under our feet in our institute's morgue. That's irony for you. Don't awaken the thrill of the hunt just yet. If this is indeed what we both think it is, we need to keep cool heads. I'll speak about the irony because it directly what's the word I'm looking for? It directly forwards to statistics. I'm not claiming it does, but imagine for a second. No, let's stick to the facts. I spoke to the orderly on duty last night. He also confirms that our subject showed no signs of life, and Platin himself was there when she woke up. Our subject? Slow down, Serafima. We don't yet have proof she meets Theratica's criteria. When I reached this woman through the poisonous fog, she herself insisted that she had died. It's not proof, but she must have had some reason to think it. In any case, this is far more interesting than our weekly hysterics insisting they witnessed their own resurrections. We can't miss this opportunity. Unfortunately, the subject is having trouble speaking. All that time in the gas has weakened her voice. I've rinsed her mucous membranes and performed inhalation therapy, but you understand, I can't conduct an extensive interview. Shame. A first-hand account could point us in the right direction, but there's always a physical examination or taking a sample. Or an examination of her personal belongings. She came into the morgue with some items, though I haven't had a chance to go through them myself. I left them on the table by the back entrance. Will you take a look, Chief? Perhaps there's a clue. Madam, would you allow us to examine your things? Oh, okay. Hello, do you remember me? I'm Bachelor of Medicine Daniel Dankowski, head of the Thanatica Laboratory. Last night I saved you from the side of a serious gas leak. The man with death's eyes. I'm just a researcher into the problem of human mortality. My eyes were affected by the gas just like yours were, but at least you remember something. Oh my god, her eyes. Yeah, I understand. Mine should be just bloodshot as much. Let's not wax poetic. My assistant provided you first aid. I hope you're feeling better, but now I need to understand more about your condition. I I died. Tunnel after tunnel. Please remain calm. Before we can be sure of anything, I need to examine you. Allow me to take a blood sample. Perhaps a microscope can give us some clarity. Wait just a moment. I'd like to examine your belongings first. The ones you had on you at the morgue. Yeah, the best situation is first. Yeah, we can try to talk again, but the dialogue will be the same. We can first examine her belongings, then talk to them again, and then use the microscope to learn how to use it. But first I had to get a sample. And before the sample, I would love to know if it corresponds to something in the real world, but I'm not that good in chemistry. Oh, that's why the butterflies. They are studying some kind of supposedly immortal butterflies, I guess. Anyway, butterflies are a symbol of resurrection, which is very poetic for a person who thinks we should just attain to empiricism. I can concentrate here. Our Lazarus personal effects from the morgue. First, 2 rings, obviously a pair. One would be too big for her. Second, herbs, not a bouquet, looks medicinal. Third, papers, they look official. 4, morphine, tourniquet. Let's start with the papers. I accept all risks and waive all claims. The description of the treatment is vague, something about novel drugs. Consent form for the experimental treatment at our institute. Again, the 2 rings. Husband left and took off the wedding ring. Unrequited love or a jilted fiancé. We can just conjecture, so whatever. Now about the plans. Self-medication with folk remedies. Consulted a wise woman instead of a doctor. Again, the important thing is not that it's a choice, because it's not actually a choice, I suppose. It's just information for us, and the result is the same, but I'm not sure. Morphine and tourniquet. Chronic morphine addict or suffered from severe pain. I might understand more if I examine the resurrected woman and take a blood sample. Done. Oh, I forgot to name her. She is still being called Spontaneous Resurrectee. Breathing is a bit easier. Oh, she's talking now. But talking is too difficult. You can stay quiet for now. I just need to examine you. Or I hope your blood test will tell us something. Examination first. And now this is a tutorial in which we will learn how to examine patients, because it will happen a lot during the game, I suppose. I can use this command to rotate the camera to see the patient. And oh, she has an ugly rash here. Some rashes here. It seems like scratching. Maybe she was dragged. But it seems like, I don't know, just bruises. What can I say about the bruises? Enter inspection mode. Oh, I didn't know that. Pale and gaunt, looks exhausted. I should take a look at her blood sample. The skin here is seriously damaged. I suppose it's due to her contact with the gas. Why the gas? Likely the same for her red eyes and mucosal burns. But here the thing is ugly. Bruising, redness, a rough infection. Seems like she had an allergic reaction. She signed a consent form for experimental treatment at the institute. Well, if it's an ugly reaction. Sorry, I was distracted. If is an allergic reaction, it's not really ugly because you know, guys, infection, allergies love to spread. As I was saying, if this is really an allergic reaction, it's too localized to be allergy. Sometimes the news says things that doesn't even make him seem a real doctor. Like, I mean, if someone had such a strong allergic reaction in this point, by now it would have spread it around like a lot. And as I was considering to say, I believe those two bruises seem like carpet burns, although this one seems like scratches. And he says the skin here is seriously damaged, but no, it's not seriously. Really, it's just very mild. Okay, let's examine the chest. Can I go up? No. The game calls it chest. Let's see the back. The skin here is seriously damaged. I suspect this due to her contact with the gas. Likely the same for her red eyes and mucosal burns. I hear something different. Bruising, redness, a rough injection. Seems like she had an allergic reaction. She signed a consent. Yeah, it could be the reaction of an injection, but I don't think it's an allergic reaction. I think it's just some inflammation. Well, let's see the arms. Wow, her arms are ugly. Are these track marks? Is she really a morphine addict? And always on this arm. So she's left-handed. She injects herself here. Bruising from repeated injections, the consequences of attempted resurrection. Morphine. She did have some with her. Now the other side of the arms. Nothing to see, I guess. Now about the legs. Yeah, the same rashes in the shins, but not in the thighs. I don't understand. I don't remember what she was wearing, but her skin was not exposed. If it was a gas leaking problem, she would be hurt only where the skin was exposed. That's weird. Anything else? There's a bump here, but it can be a mosquito bite. Oh, the same of the other parts. Conclusions. Let's see the legs reverse. More bumps, but they don't seem to be injection marks. But it can be a rash about the gas, although of course I'm still intrigued about the fact I guess her legs were covered. Anything else? No. We can choose here exit or just give an ask. I like the fact that the examination is very serious and professional. It's not titillating. There's nothing sexual about it. Oh, she's wearing a skirt. Guess can have damaged her. Let's talk to them again. And now about the blood test. Here it says microscope. Disease affects various bodily systems. The microscope helps identify which organ is infected. Tissue samples are placed on glass slides. An assistant ensures that slides are sufficiently supplied. So now we have 100 microscope slides left to make some smears. And here, the button takes sample. Yeah, the sample was took. And the possible places, the possible locations to take samples from biopsies or perhaps autopsies in the game are the brain, the eyes and mouth. So I suggest, I suppose it's the face in general, and the skin, digestive system, lungs, and the heart and blood together, because of course it's a blood sample, and I don't believe I took the blood sample from her heart, but okay, the sample was taken. Useful tool. I can study the collected samples under the microscope. To perform the test, I need reagents. The doctor themselves is in charge of their supply. Okay, so it's about me. I have 110 reagents left. Here I have the material and I can click here. Thick blood drop, spontaneous resurrected. A preparation of capillary blood taken with a needle from the patient's finger. The study allows the evaluation of cell morphology and the identification of various types of pathogens. Now I will start the examinations. Ta-da! Microcosm. By adjusting magnification on up and down, I need to find red bacteria in the sample. And use the mouse up and down to adjust the focus. It will allow me to see bacteria better. Not up and down. The mouse will. The lifespan of culture is limited. I must act quickly, and that sample is useless, so I have 1 minute to do it. I will. Ooh, I see it. This red stuff are the pathogens we have to find. So, stop. I have to make them visible. I only have some seconds. And when they are perfectly visible, the game will start tracking them. I don't know why you didn't start yet. Or at least it was like that in the demo. Oh, started now. I don't believe I'll have time for that. Yes! Yes, I could. Organ is affected. A pathogen has been found. Nothing else to examine. Talk to them. She says breathing is a bit easier, whatever. Rest and I'll take another look at the things you had with you. When you arrived at a Morgan list, logical avenue remains. Not possible to talk to Seraphima. I don't think it's possible to use the microscope again, but I will not try because it's not needed. Now I can concentrate. Together with the examination and tests, the picture is more or less complete. No, I don't think it is. Our miraculously resurrected woman has a late-stage leukemia and injection marks on her body. And now 4 options. Apparent death, reaction to experimental drug, lab got scared, didn't sort it out. Or paired rings, suicide attempt, unrequited love. Or weakened system, couldn't handle the heavy dose of medication. or morphine overdose, addicted from palliative treatment for the pain. Colleagues thought she was beyond saving. No, I doubt. They were not giving her morphine, they were giving her an experimental drug according to the form she signed. Maybe it was a test of a palliative treatment for the pain related to leukemia or the leukemia itself. Maybe the weekend system, yes. Suicide attempt, I don't think so, because she was here in our lab participating of a test. She wouldn't have a chance to try suicide here in this closed and monitored environment. So maybe it's a reaction to the experimental drug. They are the same, actually. Serafima waits and our subject needs rest. Time to come up with a diagnosis, even if it is preliminary. Well, it can only be preliminary because I'm still in the guessing stage. Talk to them.
Why do they continue to normalize death?
What? Those people from Tanatica, they are crazy. They are just like people who people who believe that it's possible to cure all cancers if we could only find a universal cure for cancer, like a panacea. Yeah, this game is much about panaceas, because panaceas, they don't exist. It's just like utopias. You cannot say I'm trying to create a utopia, because a utopia is something bad, and if you were trying to create a new political situation, you wouldn't use this word or anyone associated with you. But let's see, she says. So, Chief, have you shed any light on the case? I'm loath to jump to conclusions, but could Thanatica have discovered some genuine phenomena? No. Alas, our subject is not a phenomenon, just a morphine addict, and morphine addicts are common in morgues. She was in a trial for a new drug. I'm not sure our colleagues will disclose their experiment, but I'd guess anaphylaxis, an acute allergic reaction, and you would end up in a morgue. Did you notice the rings among the belongings? I suspect we're dealing with a failed suicide attempt. She's terminally ill and may have swung from one extreme to the other, from self-treatment to our institute. We don't know about what medications she took or how they interacted. I suppose both options, number 2 and number 4, they kind of actually mean the same. I suppose so, but how do we explain the most astonishing part of resurrection? Why did a gas leak revive the subject? I don't know. We may need to strip the 2 different laboratories down to the baseboards. The one where the subject's supposed death occurred and the one with the gas leak. We can use a chemical analyzer to see what might have reacted. It's a bad idea, and they would never allow me to strip 2 laboratories down to the baseboards. It's just ridiculous. It's too costly. And also, I don't know why I'm even suggesting that, because I know it's impossible. Did you see the bruised injection site? Adrenaline. Someone tried to restart her heart with a too small dose. The gas leaked and the body released the adrenaline it was missing. I don't have the smallest idea if this hypothesis is possible, but I'd say that's it. I feel I'm expected to say that's it. So you think it was a mistake? The subject ended up in the morgue due to negligence? Yes. She wasn't actually dead yet, and by coincidence, an unaccounted for factor revived her. I don't think she was not actually quite dead yet. I believe... No, wait. I believe she was dead. But dead people can be revived. We know that. And the options are... I'm afraid so. I admit I was hopeful as well. But no, once again, no breakthrough for Thanatica. Is that disappointment here is unjustified? For example, adrenaline as an emergency tool is promising from a scientific point of view. The research will one day bear fruit. Let our subject rest, go through the lab's correspondence. There may be something useful in the flood of letters on miraculous resurrections and stories of unique longevity. I believe I'm supposed to say that, although all of them are enders, because I will find the case of Simon Cain's unique longevity in the mail. Yeah, and that's a way to escape the obligation to find a diagnosis and a prognostics. Ta-da! The end. So yeah, I was telling this story to the kids with my microscope, just to illustrate how it works, when actually I could just have shown them. But in a game about stories, I suppose stories are everything. Ta-da! I'm back to the stairway to heaven. And the lieutenant says, so does that mean she wasn't dead after all? The woman who supposedly came back to life? Alas. And all the others we tried to find too. As of right now, spontaneous resurrection appears to be nothing but fiction. Yes. Then, what's your microscope even for? Doesn't show the future, doesn't raise the dead, it's just a toy really. That's quite the bar you've set with your expectations, young man. Sometimes I ask myself the same question. A breakthrough can't happen in one single movement. It takes a sustained effort. Every step feels small at first, but we will learn to resurrect the dead one day. Why I can't just be like a normal, decent person and answer the boy correctly and candidly? A microscope serves to see what's too small for human eyes, but alright. If we can't see the future in that glass, then we are off. We've got important things to do after all. As do I. I'll leave my things at my temporary lodgings, then head at the crucible to see Simon. A sensible approach. Precious time shouldn't be wasted. Ta-da! I'll go. They are a vision. If I go there...
Enough. Why are you drowning me in details, Bachelor? Street kids stealing your microscope is an amusing anecdote, but it's not the crime we sat down to discuss 2 hours ago.
Wait. Where are them? No. I don't like it. Oh, again, I'm too stuck on the goddamn demo. In the demo, we could trade with the boys again and find a way to recover my pocket watch. I suppose it's important, or at least something to sell if I need it. Oh, look at that. They remind me. An achievement section from the games of... Oh no. I'm sorry. My neighborhood's electric grid is acting up. Too many people with air conditioning turned on at the same time. The heat wave here is killing people, literally. Let's hope it doesn't happen again, because I fear it can burn some essential part of my computer. But as I was saying, this animation style, showing the guy in circles like a statue, reminds me of an achievement part of the Batman games, especially the third one, I'm sure, or the fourth, I'm not certain now, but yeah, it was something very interesting that we could at any time to go see a character and have this kind of vision. Inspector of the special committee. Special committee of what, I wonder? He was sent to investigate a case of my criminal negligence. Supposedly I didn't have a town in the east. I didn't save a town in the east of our country where a plague broke out. I didn't even try, apparently. He's luring me into a trap. His folder is full of intentionally false data. How do I know? He's not interested in the truth, but rather in the downfall of Bachelor Dankovsky. How do I know? He is my enemy. Okay.
What we can't cut short, we will cut down.
Don't you have a name? I'll give you a name. Your name is Kleber. Enough. Why are you drowning me in details, Bachelor? Street kids stealing your microscope is an amusing anecdote. But it's not a crime we sat down to discuss 2 hours ago. 2 hours and 15 minutes ago, to be exact. Focus, I'm only interested in what's important. So, everything that happened until now. Me arriving at the town, the procession, the visions, walking through some parts, the people in the festival, the sacrifice of the bull, Guga, the painting girl, the theater people. It was all me reporting to the inspector. And now my options of answering are, but you asked what I was doing in the town. How am I supposed to know, Inspector, what you deem important and what you don't? I just wanted to recount everything in order from beginning to end, which is good, I suppose. That's how I work. The beginning doesn't interest me. My concern is the ending, the result, the finale. As for your backstory, your genesis, all of that is in the case file. Shall we review it? Yes, please, absolutely. The options are yes, please. I'm quite curious as to what it contains. Or, I'm familiar with my own biography. I propose you don't waste time on it. It's a stupid idea because if I'm certain they have only false data, I must know what data is that so I can defend myself. Let's see, where was it? Ah, yes, the ministerial inspection of your lab, Thanatica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what might be described as, yes, an immortal man. A person with unique longevity, or at the very least, the results of his medical evaluation. Clear evidence that Thanatica's work had potential. I did not flee. It's good to say that, but it's kind of defensive and quite childish. But let's keep to the facts. Let's set your fantasies aside for a moment. The important part is that you fled from the investigation. Yes, I did. It was imbecile. And this town had an outbreak of some fever the scientific community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional on site. Accurate so far? No. There were some few others. I didn't flee. Proof of human immortality was the only chance to save Thanatica. Well, not inaccurate. The devil's in the details. You appear to be setting a trap. I still don't understand what you were trying to find out. It is inaccurate. On the third day, the town's leaders gathered in the town hall to form an emergency command. I remember, to fight the epidemic. And what was Daniel Dankovsky, who was, I repeat, the only qualified specialist in town, doing that day? I was there. What's that? Your lip is trembling. Did I unsettle you? Your tricks won't work on me, or my shame isn't your concern. Oh, yes, it is. But I don't want him to know for sure I'm ashamed, although I am. And Citrine, I don't know why. Because so far as I remember, he was not elsewhere doing whatever. He was in the town hall for the emergency command. When I arrived there with another character, I even talked to him there about it. You are right to feel ashamed. Instead of fulfilling your Hippocratic oath and leading the fight against the plague, you were engaged in what? Come on, don't look at the table. My eyes are up here. This is utter nonsense. I know where you were going with this, Inspector. It says I tried to flee the town. I'm looking down out of shame. I'm simply amazed at your informant's sloppy work. Good one. On the fourth day, the town lost its water supply. I know why. They required a hospital, but the one person who could set it up, what was he doing? Tell me, Dankovsky, where did you spend the fourth and fifth days? Well, first, the hospital was set up with or without me by the Okimskis. And what was I doing? On the fourth day, in the first game, I was getting physical evidence that the outbreak was happening, so I could show to the other house leaders that it was necessary to give emergency powers to Alexander Sabrov. The fifth day I forgot. But yeah, and I was trying, by the way, also on the fourth day to install a second place for healthy people to wait for the outbreak to span through. Fourth and fifth days. I can answer in a jail cell. That's what your papers say, right? Nonsense, utter nonsense. It wasn't like that at all. It's not a good answer. I see what you're doing. You're all in it together, aren't you? It's not enough to destroy my lab. You have to destroy me too. In the jail cell. Yeah. In the second game it happened. I was caught trying to flee the town by train, and I was detained by Saburov orders. The same Saburov guy whose powers I just made possible. Now the inspector says, come the evening on the fourth day, the doctor from the capital attempted to flee the dying town on a cargo train like a rat. He was caught and jailed, and there he remained as the plague ravaged the town. I admit, I find even the act of reading about it repugnant. I won't lie, I considered escape. Escape, not flight. Fanatic was in the process of being destroyed back in the capital. Which is a very, very weird to say. An even weirder thing to do. Why would I try to run from my duty to save Thanatica if I didn't have anything to save Thanatica, considering when I arrived in town Simon Cain was dead? Yeah, spoilers, not spoilers. Simon Cain is absolutely dead. Or it was to be. You considered escape to avoid facing a painful truth. My answer: when I came to town, I found that Simon Cain, the immortal man on whom I pinned all my hopes, was dead. Yeah, that's it. The children almost told me that. Oh, I love it. It's here again. The same about the demo. Because now the situation is reversed. Bachelor is speaking, and I have to choose the options of the dialogue as the answers of the inspector. But this Bachelor is weird. His face is different. He used to be more handsome than that. But he's quite okay still. He just seems to be, I don't know, from a different ethnicity of the Bachelor we were used to. Well, I suppose the same Russian creators know how a Russian person living in a capital and in a posh position would seem, so guess it's okay. At least his lips is not black anymore like in the Marble Nest. Bachelor says, when I came to town, I found out that Simon Cain, the immortal man on whom I pinned all my hopes, was dead. He died under mysterious circumstances a few hours before my arrival. And the inspector may answer, "Who are you fooling? Immortals don't exist. From the beginning you knew, as well as I did, that Simon Cain was a fiction, a false hope to cling to." I never did understand if the game was proposing for us to maybe believe Simon was not really an immortal, or if they are proposing of us to maybe consider the possibility Simon Cain never existed, it was not a person at all. But when the epidemic began, you could have saved others. You're a doctor, you swore an oath. Why did you abandon the ordinary townsfolk? And the third option is, so who cares what happened to the microscope and the prototype? You had failed before you even arrived. Well, I didn't fail, but I failed. I failed to be in the Pathologic during the very important government inspection. To be in a place where, after all, I was wasting my time. Daniel responds, Simon Cain's nature, the mystery of his immortality and death, that's the most important thing that happened in this little town, and to me. But I can't just relay it to you. To understand, one must immerse themselves in the details, take in the full picture. Simon Cain's death is the primary concern, not the deaths of tens of thousands, but one fantastical old man, oh my bachelor, oh my. Yeah, shame on you. And for the very best immersion, you tried to flee the town on the evening of the fourth day. No, you are twisting it. You are rewriting the past. Where did I lie exactly? Point it out. And now we change again. Inspector says, where did I lie exactly? And the answers can be, I'll tell you what really happened on the third day at the town hall. Or everywhere, about the emergency command, the escape, the hospital. The only thing you got right was the reason I came to the town in the first place. Then tell me your version of events. How did it all happen? No tricks. Leave aside your stories of children and the microscopes. I'm tired of repeating myself. I'm interested in the ending, not the beginning. Do you also read books backwards? You don't seem to be interested in the truth. Rather, you revel in the opportunity to flex your power over me. You will recount everything in whatever order I tell you to. On the sixth day, the plague destroyed the town, so if you would be so kind, explain to me, what were you doing on the fifth day? Were you really so indifferent to the plights of the people around you? The fifth day, let me think. Or, the town couldn't have perished on the sixth day. I was there for 12. There's an error in your report. On the fifth day, I was doing what I did every other day, looking for Simon Cain. Yeah, it's true, but it's better to choose the second option because it's not the finisher. You disappoint me, Bachelor. I'll ask again. On the fifth day in the town, what were you doing? Oh, the answer is not an answer. Okay, it's over. Oh, there was a paper there. A paper that I supposedly should see. But now I was averted. God, this is new to me. This is absolutely new to me. Where I am, what day is it? And what the hell? How the hell they have drones to show the city? This place on time. That should happen. Okay, fictionally, it's not really a time place, but I would say 20s, 30s. An opening. I didn't dare to hope for that. It's the fourth day. I'm in jail for trying to flee. Yes, finally we are playing real Pathologic 3 Bachelor route. I don't know why I cannot choose when the text go away, but now I have to view the minimap and my apathy is growing up. This is no good at all. At least it will pause, I believe, when I'm doing something else. The end of the beginning, day 5. Oh, it's not 4th, it's 5. I'm never leaving this place. They trapped me in this bloody town. I am trapped in a jail cell. Ah, well done. Ah, who told you to be an imbecile? Don't worry only about your own career advancement and leave people to their fates when they needed you most. Okay, on the day 1 we have some more thought forms to examine. Got a microscope. One doesn't need mysticism to see the world through a different lens. Wonders live in your fingernails, as Serafima says. I'm ready. I've overcome this town's first hurdle. If I keep up this momentum, my trip won't take long. There is a day 2, 3, 4, nothing yet, and then today, only this one. I was not told how to call these nodes in the mind map, so I will call them nodes. I wish I could color them and color grade them like in a map subtitle to decide what they mean to me or something. I mean, this game allows me supposedly to have notes, but I suppose it's not notes I can write. I suppose it's notes that I can find or some people can send me. I don't know. I thought they were to be here already. And now we have a person beyond the board, the inspector. The inspector helps me uncover the truth about the past, and I can open the dossier. This is the dossier. Ah! This animation thingy is called dossier. Okay, whatever. Anyone else? Not even Eva, but I talked to Eva. Well, apparently it didn't count, and here we have a symbolic Simon Cain. Simon Cain. Oh, his name. His name will be the most spoken sentence in the entire game, I suppose. Simon Cain died the day before my arrival. Simon Cain, the town's immortal ruler. He was not the only ruler and he was not immortal. After all, he's dead. And it was not the day before my arrival unless the developers had changed it, because the lore used to say he died on the night before my arrival. Even worse, I was just mere hours late. Riddle me this. Oh, the Riddler. What place has an entrance but no exit? A grave, or this ill-fated town, or a jail? A grave. This triple accursed town is sapping your resolve by the minute. What? Daniel is so weakened, so bad in the mind, he is already talking to himself in the third person. I know I talk to myself in the third person, but I'm not supposed to be the famous, very composed and accomplished bachelor from the capital. Your legs barely stir. Lie down and forget. To sleep, maybe to dream, like in Shakespeare. Is it the local herbs blooming, or have you finally cracked Ankovsky? Will it be like this always? I can combat apathy. Or strength always dwindles. The despair isn't yours, I swear. It's the local herbs messing with your head. Let's hope it is. Kick a trash can if it helps. Splash your face with cold water. Stimulants, coffee, tobacco. Oh, a jar. A jar you can kick, supposedly. In Mania, you were sharp and fierce. But you won't succumb to tranquility. Harmful side effects. But harmful side effects. The town will sap your will. Lull you to sleep. Hey, you there! Let me out already! The finisher. Mania and apathy. Apathy and indifference are constantly rising. To move faster, fight apathy by increasing mania. Yeah. The door is locked. The mind map says something. Well, it was open after I asked it. Now a new node in the mind map says darkness. Shouldn't have wasted time dwelling on it. Always lost. I failed at everything I tried to do. Yeah, and even worse, you drowned in self-pity. Well, I don't know if I would do the same if I was in jail for doing nothing wrong. But at the same time, he did something wrong. He did something very wrong. Yeah, but it wasn't a crime. It's not a crime to flee a town because there's a plague happening, no matter if you were a doctor. Unless it's a written law somewhere, it's not a crime. You cannot be prosecuted and even less jailed for that. As far as I remember, in the previous games, when you arrive at the station trying to get to the train to flee, you find an executor and a soldier, and you talk to them. But you just talk to them. You don't try to attack them. There's no reason to be jailed. Oh well. Oh well. And now I can talk to this person, who is Capella, called Victoria Ogimskaya, daughter of Fat Vlad Ogimsky, local magnate and master of the town's industry. Blood of his blood. Local kids named her Capella for her ability to point out the celestial map in the night sky. I heard she holds some inexplicable power over the town, but I dismissed it. That was a mistake. Yes, she has the power over the town, but let's talk about
So Capella sang alla breve before a crowd, clapping.
Out, out, living soul, she says. You keep me caged like a dog all night, and now you acknowledge I have a soul. Who are you? I expected a different kind of jailer. I'm dead tired. To be honest, I'm not sure I even want to leave this cell. Oh, now I remembered. And perhaps they have kept it from the demo. We have to choose options that appease them, or that amuse them, or they approve somehow. But I can choose wrong options, and I don't know what happens. I fear my reputation among these people can go awry if I only give wrong answers. I remember this one is good. Yeah, blue. It's a good one. Then why did you bang on the door? If I stay in place, apathy will consume me, and then after that, death. A prisoner's first duty is to escape. That's right, you mustn't stand still. That's why I'm releasing you. Thanks. I was apprehended by a bunch of burly patrolmen. Who are you to let me go? It's not the best way to ask her who are her, but who is she? Yeah, who is she? But it is something. I am a mistress. Well, a future mistress, but I think you will agree that future and past are relative concepts. I do. Even if I'm the new, not a philosopher. Mistress of what? Ceremonies? Puppets? The Copper Mountain? I'm not even sure what day it is. Aren't you a bit short to be a mistress? How old are you? 14? 16? If I remember well, she was supposed to be 13 or 14. Or which jail you're in. You've lost your way. I'm not sure how, but I can sense it. It is the mistress's gift, so I came here to find you. That a joke? I'm right here, locked in a cage. Not exactly hard to find. But I lost myself, trying to flee. Well, thank you. Now what? Or, oh no, not a girl with a gift that can stand charlatans, no matter their age. Yeah, it's good to be thankful. Are you alright? How are you feeling? I don't have the plague if that's what you mean. Or, I feel like someone who's lost everything. Or, oh, excellent. Had a good night's sleep, full of energy, ready to stand trial. Am I going to be tried now, right? Terrible, I need sleep. Someone in the next cell was howling and coughing all night until they weren't. I called, but nobody came. Thought everyone was dead. This is a good one. Lost what, for example? I researched the nature of death. I was told you have an immortal man among you, Simon Cain, but when I got here, he was dead. Wasn't my idea. I was invited with a letter. I agreed in the hope that leaving proof of immortality would save Thanatica, and when I got here, an outbreak occurred. Odd coincidence, isn't it? What? I will just cover her with weird jargon without explaining everything after I complained that the kids were doing the exact same thing to me? I thought we were in the jail. Turns out it's an interrogation room. What's got you so curious about that topic? So, what are you going to do now? Don't have a lot of options, do I? I'll look into what he left behind. First thing, the phenomenon itself is gone, but there are still witnesses to his longevity. Explaining it is paramount. I've been trapped inside this box, but I know what's outside. An outbreak, death, and death, even in the guise of a mundane germ, is my enemy. Therefore, I'll do my job. Well, that's easy. Pack my suitcase, catch a train back to the capital. Well, first I cannot catch a train back because all the trains were cancelled. Second, why do I have to choose? If I'll go after Cain or if I'll go after doing my job to research the plague and save people. Why cannot do both things at the same time? Oh well. Since I'm being released from jail, guess it's good if I behave well. You were a brave man, but perhaps it's all connected. Immortality and a deadly disease? It is possible. You know, Bachelor, my father envied Simon, and Maria Kaina will always be my enemy, so there's no love lost between our families. And yet, I must help you. I don't want to. I must. Otherwise, the town will suffer. That's why I came here early and waited 4 hours until you decided to wake up. Oh, poor girl. Yeah, that's a fact. On the other games, the Okimsky family were the benefactors of Artemi Burach, and the Cains were the benefactors of Bachelor. But still, because Capella is Capella, she has powers. She knows the future of the city. She knows there's a plague happening. And she will very soon be a mistress with her father's support and everything else. So it's good to consider her. You could have knocked on the door yourself. Seems to me you just like being a princess. Even the governor obeys you, right? Why would it serve her? Because without Simon's mind, this town is just a plot of land with houses on it. It nearly became that after the deaths of Mother and Nina the Wild, but even Simon's own family didn't fully understand him. An unexpectedly mature answer. Even Simon's opponents almost idolized him. What kind of a man was he? The problem is Simon died, but he still exists. And I know how. And I know where, but that's not the moment to reveal it yet. What kind of a man? I know where to find the last person who saw Simon alive. His name is Stach Rubin. Oh, the doctor. I've heard about him. He's a colleague of mine, one of few around here. And that's why the inspector data was inaccurate. I was not the only physician around. His killer? His apprentice? His ear? What's the difference, and why would you know? You haven't just heard about him, you've worked with him, or you will. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, the mistresses confound. They mistake the future for the past. No, I'm positive I've never worked with him, or I'm not so sure of anything anymore. Ah, I feared she could just like the answer. He's a doctor. He has a hideout in the warehouses. It's a district. Look for him there. How do you know where his hideout is? The way you say it, it doesn't sound like much of a secret. A hideout? Sure. Clear sign of an honest man. Ah, come on. You know it doesn't mean a thing. I'm not just a mistress. I'm Vlad Ogimski's daughter. My father owns half the houses, and very nearly all the people in town, and the warehouses, and the ground under this jail. Fine, I'm in no position to turn this down. Yeah, I'm not. Well, shall I go then? But you won't be able to go there right now. While I was waiting for you, something bad happened. Something bad. When you go up those steps, you will see. Mother said that a true mistress stands out by her timing, and there I am, right place but too late. Maybe I'll never become a true mistress. Don't you dare cry. I can't stand tears. Your hint helped me a lot. You hear? What's up there anyway? Or, well, yes, you could have helped me sooner. But this was an ender. Like? Yeah, let's examine the mind map. The problem about this game, as far as I understood, well, the first problem is that if you don't look at the mind map after anything happens, the next things in succession of the story will not happen or not happen as they should. Successor or suspect? The man who last saw Simon Cain hides somewhere in the warehouses. Of course. Of course he has to. Oh, something new here. Last thread. The doctor Stanislav Rubin, nicknamed Stach Rubin, might know something about Simon Cain's life and death. If only I could reach him. If only I could reach him.